How is your father feeling? Tell us about this case in New York and what you've been able to glean from it.
My father's feeling great. His poll numbers are through the roof. You see that in every single swing state he's beating Biden. His fundraising numbers are off the chart. The love out there is incredible. You saw it with the union workers in New York. You saw it when my father went up to Harlem with the African-American voters. You see it with youth voters, which was typically obviously a Democratic segment, and they're all coming over my father. My father feels great. And when you play that video of Biden a second ago where he says 4 more years / pause, it's the exact reason that they're trying to tie my father up in a courtroom every single day between now and then. They know that this guy doesn't stand a chance. No one believes him. The world, Maria, is embarrassed by this man. And so what do? They use legal lawfare. It came out the other day that Biden directed the FBI raid on my father's home. Obviously, Bragg is a Soros-paid DA, no different than Fannie. They want to torture my father, but no one is believing it. Right now, Maria, New York is falling, right? You have homelessness through the roof. You have women being pushed in front of trains. You have cops that are being assassinated in their squad cars. You have little kids that are being shot in Times Square, and they're going after a guy for a $130,000 payment. Every day they close the courtroom. They close the streets around the court. It costs 20 times that. Every time they shut down the FDR Drive, it costs 50 times that. No one believes it. All while in New York, you can't go into Duane Reade. You can't go into CVS and buy skin lotion because it has to be locked behind plexiglass because theft is so high. And the DA's entire focus is Donald Trump? Give me a break. The country does not believe it. But this guy's not going to make it. He can't. He can't get down a pair of stairs. He can't finish a sentence. He can't read off a teleprompter without some kind of gaffe.
Well, look, this is a bigger issue than just President Trump. This is about 2 different systems of justice. And I want to get your take on whether or not that is, in fact, resonating on people. Because until the election, we're going to see this split screen. You're talking about all of these indictments against President Trump and DAs wanting to go to trial before the election. Is it impacting people's perception of what's going on? President Trump is still leading President Biden in all of those swing states, and yet we see pictures of President Biden campaigning freely and attacking Trump, and you see your father, President Trump, sitting in that courtroom all day.
Maria, it's a law of unintended consequences, and the Democrats, for whatever reason, haven't figured this out, and they mess it up every single time. No different than Russia, no different than everything else. It's the law of unintended consequences. Biden goes to Pennsylvania, and 0 people show up. Literally, I go to any rally, and I have 100 times more people than Biden had 2 weeks ago in Pennsylvania. Yet my father, at 6:30 in the morning, goes out, and he has every union worker on the biggest job in New York chanting USA, USA, USA before they're even opening their eyes. That's how early it is. He goes to Harlem, and he has massive crowds around a bodega, and this is literally a pop-up event, right? So with all the power of Air Force One and with all the power of the executive branch, Biden can't have anybody show up, yet my father is drawing these massive crowds, is fundraising the likes of which no one has ever seen before for the presidency. People want America back. People want to be prideful in this country again. People want a cheerleader for this nation. We've become an embarrassment to the entire world. We're getting ripped off. Wars are breaking out all over the place. Protests are happening. You have people in this country who are chanting death to America. Death to America in the United States of America. The whole world is up in arms. The economy stinks. Inflation, they can't keep it under control. The market's dropping, as you've seen over the last week. People can no longer afford to live. Rent is through the roof. Where do you want me to stop?
Yeah.
The world is crazy right now. The Middle East is on fire. When it was perfect under my father. They want our world back. They want stability again.